Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Hey guys, welcome to Creators to Creators. Today we have a special guest.
Hey everybody, my name is Bradford Wilson.
Welcome to the show, man. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for thinking of me. This is cool.
Of course. You're like my ride or die.
Yeah. I told you a long time ago, I just want to be the DiCaprio to your De Niro.
Oh,
That's all I want.
You are that. So tell us, at the beginning, you're an actor. How did you get into it? Why acting?
Is there anything else? Like that's acting has been my calling, I feel, for since I can remember, like imitating any and everyone I've come across, as a kid, getting in trouble for talking too much in class, for doing voices, for just being a goofball. That was my childhood. So, but yeah, I mean, acting feels like that's what gives me life,
Yeah.
That's
Any
always been.
inspirations, like growing up, like someone you saw and you're like, oh my God,
Yes.
I want to do this because this person.
Yes. The first person I saw was Robin Williams.
Wow.
Yeah. My parents, they had a pretty extensive VHS collection. And I remember the first day my dad brought home Mrs. Doubtfire on VHS. I used to sneak to watch it because it had like a PG-13 rating. I was born in 1989. I think Doubtfire came out in 95 or 96.
God, so long ago.
Yeah. So, I was still pretty young to watch that kind of stuff, but to see him transform into this other person,
yeah,
was so exciting to me. And also his character in the film starts out, the very first scene is him doing a voiceover of an animated bird. So like the opening credits, I believe you start seeing the bird talking. You see the bird smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
and then it cuts to Robin Williams' character standing in front of a microphone. And I was like, oh my God, like that's a real human? Like people actually do that? So from there I was like, okay, that's it. That's what I want.
That's amazing. And so I would think that's like the genre is comedy. So that's your favorite genre.
Yeah.
Why comedy? Just curious. You're just naturally funny, and
I don't take myself or much else seriously. I find humor in everything. Like,
yeah.
even in the worst situations, like somewhere in the back of my head, I'm looking for the joke. And I always find it. I won't always say it because maybe the time isn't appropriate, but
right.
I'm always looking for the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So you not only are you an actor, but you write. You are a fantastic writer. How did you venture into that, like, field? I mean, writing is very, for me, it's intense. It's because I really didn't like writing. I felt like it was just so tedious, but you learn so much in it. Like the process is interesting. So how did you get into that?
Why, let me think. The first script I ever read, I was in high school. So one of my friends was in a film class, and I was like, film, like, how did you even like sign up for that class? Like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. So let me see one of your homework assignments. And it was, To Kill a Mockingbird? To Kill a Mockingbird?
Ah.
Anyway, so yeah, so I just remember holding reading the script, and I never knew what it looked like. I just thought like I'd seen SNL before, so I thought everything was on cue cards. Like I thought someone was standing by the camera and like cue cards. That's how they did it. Like you hold up the line, you read it, and they like hold it in a way that you can look at the other actor in the scene, and like that's how you say your lines. But like,
right.
Seeing stage direction and everything, it kind of like gave a production, a film, a television show bones to me. Because when I first started writing, it didn't look anything like a regular script. It just looked like a Word document, just like character A, we'll call him Bradley, stands 7-Eleven and says his line, which is follows, like just really, really like kind of hacky, word vomit. But my first actual attempt at writing anything like with structure didn't come until I moved out to LA. That's
amazing.
Yeah. And it was a short film that I still am sitting on, haven't quite like, I don't know. It's a work in progress. Like all other projects, it's a work in progress.
Yeah. You're really not sure when you're going to put it out, but it's like you want it to be good I understand. I get it.
It's because it's like everything else I've done. It's a comedy, but it still comes from a really real close personal place. And like, though I'm attempting to make people laugh with what I'm writing, these things were formative events for me, and
oh wow,
pain was involved and disappointment was involved, so it's like I wanna be able to accurately communicate on the page.
Definitely.
So, I guess it takes a while, even though I'm trying to get the laughs, the yucks.
Yeah, it was an interesting process, right? To just get to that, like there was a lot of pain, a lot of things it was involved writing that. I mean, to go there, right, as a writer, I'm sure that just took a lot out of you, because I'm sure every writer has a process. Like, would you say? Would you share your process here and there? What did you do?
Speaking about this project in particular, it started just from my morning pages. I don't know if you ever read The Artist's Way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd done morning pages for. You're supposed to do them every day. I didn't do them every day, but my morning pages, I realized each morning I was continuing from where I left off the day before, and after going back and reading them, I was like, oh, like there's kind of a narrative here, like
right.
This is a really funny thing that happened, in high school, and this could be a funny story to tell. So,
I love that.
Also going to, it was a really, really amazing free resource here in Los Angeles, obviously now closed due to the pandemic, the WGA library. But like going and sitting at the Writers Guild library, getting access to pretty much any project you could think of, and like kind of just like putting my morning pages next to, you know, the pilot of Insecure, and like, oh, like, yeah, no, this lines up really, really well.
I love that.
Yeah. So never really any formal, a long-winded way of answering your question, you know, never really had any formal writing training, just kind of like taking my own experiences and making it line up with the correct format, if that makes sense. Yeah.
No, that's great. I think that's great. I think there's no right way. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's one way that you gotta go to,
Right.
like you gotta go to school or whatever. Because most of the people that I've interviewed and talked to who are actually, you know, doing it or whatever, writing for shows or have done things, they're like, oh yeah, self-taught. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
I think that's how most creative stuff has to be, though, you know, like, I mean, I have so much respect for example, like conservatory trained actors or grad school, you know, MFA, Yale School of Drama, Tisch, you know, graduates, like, because they really put in the work. And like, I mean, for example, like I was telling my partner, Mandy, like 3 of the, you know, last year's biggest names in like Black dramatic actors all graduated from Yale School of Drama. Like these guys are incredible.
Yeah.
But it didn't work that way for me, you know, like all the props in the world to those guys. But for me, I'm more of a, I don't know, fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy.
And yeah, and I think that's awesome. That's admirable. I think that's, you know, that and then you're learning, you're taking things as you go. I think that's the best way to learn. And, you know, there's film school essentially online today. You know, we have YouTube.
True.
So there's so much that's available now than it was other people that were coming up when that wasn't around then. So yeah, that's awesome.
If I didn't have the internet now.
Oh my God, right? Oh, Jesus.
Imagine trying to get your hands on a script in like 1990, you know?
Crazy.
What were y'all doing?
I don't know. God, I just couldn't think. I thank God I'm in this time. Thank God. And well, too, that brings me up with the pandemic right now. Like, how are you, as far as like, I mean, you're in Los Angeles. I live there too, but I left for a while just because there wasn't a lot of work happening.
Are you in Florida right now?
I'm near Florida, yes.
Okay, got you.
But how are you doing with everything? It's like, as far as like creatively, how are you feeling? Are you still trying to work on things, even though this pandemic is kind of weighing on everyone?
Yeah. Fortunately, I booked something back in March, and as soon as I got the word, hey, you got the part.
Yeah.
You know, March 16th, 17th rolls around, and it's like LA is closed. The city is closed, you know, like like everything. So they reached out to me back in June, like, hey, we still want you for this thing. Are you open to trying to, you know, bare bones, guerrilla style, shoot this thing in the next couple weeks? And, you know, I'm sitting at home. I'm like, yeah, I would love a chance to act right now. Yes, please. Yes, I'm there. You know, obviously, like they were really good about it. You know, everyone was tested prior to the shoot. After, you know, getting the test, they required, you know, asked people to quarantine themselves 4 days leading up to their shoot date. So, so I was able to shoot that. And another thing, that production dropped off the equipment for me to shoot in my apartment. Yeah. So,
Wow.
Yeah. So this is an interesting story. So if you don't mind me sharing.
No, please. This is interesting. I would love to
So,
hear about this.
so right now my hair is blonde. Well, like a little bit, but anyway, the when I auditioned for this role, it was the role of a news anchor.
Ah,
So if you've seen news anchors, they're clean cut dudes, suit, tie, speaking very directly, clean,
right.
middle America, like that whole thing. So I auditioned with blonde hair. As soon as I sent my manager the tape, he called me like, bro, what the hell are you doing? Why is your hair blonde? You have to tell me these things before I send your tape to casting. They're gonna think you're crazy. They're never gonna accept any of my clients again. Like, bro, what are you doing? And the next hour, I got the email. Hey, we loved your tape. Like, can you? Are you open to shooting in your apartment? It was me reading my lines off of my iPad, the teleprompter, just like
Wow.
I would have in a news station. And they dropped off a green screen. I had to set it all up myself, which I'm not great
Wow.
at. But it was cool. It was like I have a blank wall that I usually do my self tapes at. That had the green screen. I had my camera tripod. They sent lights.
That's amazing.
Tripod for my phone. Like it was a really, really cool thing to be a part of. And it turned out great. So
Awesome. Wow, it's really interesting that we're living in such a different time. Like it's so different right now, but we're still doing what we love to do. Because as we creatives, right, we're gonna no matter what, we're gonna create. Like no matter come rain or storm. So I mean that's incredible. Which leads me to my next question. You were also a part of a series, actually a few. The new girl that you won, I think, Best Actor.
yes,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Talk a little about that. Like, how did that happen? And then you're from there. You leading into another series where you're playing a cat. Like, quite the opposite.
The New Girl thing was New Girl is one of my favorite shows ever.
Yeah.
I related to these people so much. They were young 20s, hustling, scraping together to pay rent in Los Angeles. I just so deeply resonated with that, you know. And they were funny and kind of like not intelligent. And I was like, oh, like these are my people. I live right in. So Lamorne Morris, the actor who plays Winston on the show New Girl, posted on his Instagram. I'm going to say this happened a month after the filmmaker's name is Morgan Cooper. Mm-hmm. He reimagined the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as a drama, and it went mega viral. Like, yes. It got Will Smith's attention. It got, I believe, Macro now has a deal with him to create the series as a real drama on television, like scripted full production series. So that's that was amazing. My motivation going into New Girl. So I was like, so Lamorne posted a snapshot of the cast and was like, I dare somebody to turn New Girl into a drama. And I was like, say less. Like, you're speaking to me, and I'm like crazy enough to actually do it. So as soon as I saw it, I immediately called my friend Diogo, who is an incredible filmmaker, and I was like, we are doing this. Like, we have a group of filmmakers that we've stayed close over the last 3 or 4 years, and I was like, I want to do it with this crew. Let's me and you write something up that could be 3 to 4 minutes just to make a teaser of what this would look like. Only thing is, I have to play Winston. Like, I have to play Winston. He's my guy. I love Lamorne. this would be perfect. So we, scouted a couple places. Diogo found this incredible home in Venice that was just, it was a friend of his who lent us his home and let us shoot there for a few days. And it came together in such a wild, crazy, fun kind of way. I don't want to spoil the teaser.
Oh yeah.
But it, like I said, is a dark reimagining of New Girl. So it's not the, bubbly comedy. It's twisted.
I love it. I was like, oh, I'm so in. This is so good.
Yeah, I mean, especially for you, Meosha, because like that, like you love that stuff. Like you have your foot all up in the horror genre. So I was like, no, Meosha would love this.
Yeah, it was so good. I was like, oh, this is so fun. I love it. Great twist. I loved it. Very good. And congratulations again. I mean, you're an amazing actor, and I, totally can see just you were going to just keep going because you're so talented, so very talented.
That's high praise. Thank you.
And then also you played a cat on a series. I think is like a production company. They make like sketches and stuff, like a sketch production company. Like
yeah. So both of these projects were the birth child of Diogo. My friend Diogo. He I could go on and on about him, but anyway, he has a cat named Lumpy, and Lumpy, anytime we shoot at his place, Lumpy always finds his way in a shot. There's actually another project in which Lumpy is involved. I'm giving my friend a haircut. He's allergic to Lumpy. It turns into this wild thing. But so the premise of this project is based on the goddess Bastet, who's like this, goddess of war, power, like all-knowing cat goddess. So Lumpy gets possessed by Bastet, and I come to life. Lumpy, I become Lumpy and I come to life. And believe it or not, Diogo owned all of those clothes already. So I just put on, he's got this leopard denim jacket and these leggings, and
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
He was like, Brad, I couldn't think of anyone else who could play this except you. So this is perfect for you.
Yeah, you have the cat paws and the poses just perfectly. It was so great. I love the humor in it. It was so great.
Cats, like they're like, their essence is like a hunter, so like every movement is like, I'm gonna eat you. Every movement, I'm like, I'm watching your eye twitch because your eye might kill me. So I have to position myself to strike. Like that's hilarious.
It is good. It's so good. I'm excited to see what you guys are going to be putting out soon.
Thank you. We're working on some other stuff too, and I'm honestly hoping to work with you again because.
Oh yeah, I have some cool stuff coming up. I'm sure there's been challenges as an actor, but what kind of challenges do you face? Or have you faced in your career?
Not getting cast in enough things. Like.
Do you think diversity is still a problem?
That's a great question. I think now more than ever, the industry is actually pushing for diversity. There have been so many important conversations happening in the last 3 or 4 months that have really, really woken a lot of people up.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise when I say I personally have booked 4 golf commercials.
Yeah.
Like something like that 5 years ago, might not have happened. Do I think diversity is still an issue? Yes, because when we look at the boardrooms of, Disney, for example, there may be 2 women and 3 people of color. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Until those numbers, until those things, play out in a way where everyone gets a fair shake, I think we'll still run into some problems. But from my point of view, my position, I feel the effort being put out.
That's great.
I would say that honestly. I feel the effort being put out.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to get into the industry of acting or just come to LA and try it out? What advice would you give them?
My friend Jackie Wright said this. If you're moving anywhere that's not, if you're moving to LA, make sure you have $10,000 in the bank first. That's whether you want to be a bus driver in LA, or you want to be a cook in LA, or you want to be an actor in LA. This city is expensive to live in. Just point blank, period. It is. And to be able, so for actors specifically, to be able to put your energy into creating and networking and meeting incredible filmmakers like yourself, can't be worrying about where your next meal is coming from. So make sure you have, transportation, roof over your head, clothes, food. Like those things are so important. And then, any of the creative stuff, go for it.
I love that.
Social media is your friend. That's another thing. I shoot my shot all the time on social media. So I don't care, blue check mark, I don't see it. I'm going to DM you and I'm going to make you my friend.
I love it. I love that. I think that's the best way to go. And that's beautifully said. Last question, something fun, something light. If someone was going to make a movie about your life, who would play you?
Oh God, his name is slipping my mind. I'm so sorry. He had a cameo at the end of Black Panther. Who are you? He's in The Shy. He was in Moonlight.
Oh yeah.
Alex. I hope if you're listening to this episode, I hope you are that actor, that young guy, him.
What's your handles?
I'm mostly present on Instagram at Bradford A. Wilson.
Yay. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. It was such a pleasure having you on. It was a great conversation.
It was. Thank you, Meosha. This was fun.
All right, guys. Until next time, remember to live, love, laugh. Bye.